Welcome back to the Vegas Tape. This is Jeopardy, and I am your host, Jason Stein Trebek.
Thank you, Mr. Trebek.
That's impressive,
thank you,
right?
thank you. That's very, very impressive.
Thank you. Back by popular demand.
So tell me how this is going to work, please.
Well, back by popular demand, our low production value edition of Jeopardy.
Yes.
And this is how it works.
How's your health doing, Mr. Trebek, by the way? I heard you weren't doing...
I'm circling the drain. Thanks for asking.
What happened to your mustache? You're much shorter than Alex Trebek. And Alex Trebek is not a very, very tall guy. But it looks like you've lost a couple feet.
I'm very much ready for budget Jeopardy.
All right, Mr.
Low
Trebek.
budget. We don't have a production staff, so this is all you get.
So we only have about 15 minutes here.
Yeah.
So how's this going to work?
Well, I don't know. We kind of wing it as we go. But no, here's the categories. I'm going to give you categories. This week, last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, we did Rush Jeopardy, where all the questions revolved around Rush Limbaugh and things he said. And this week, it's about Michael Bloomberg or Donald Trump. Who said it? Because they're so similar. They're both billionaires from New York.
So there's five
and
different
they're both
categories.
a-holes. So we figured maybe it would be hard to differentiate who said what.
And I don't have the categories in front of me.
No, I'm going to give you the categories.
Okay, give them.
Okay, here we go. Categories are race relations.
Okay.
Ding.
Okay.
Women.
Okay.
Isn't there
Go
a
ahead.
ding? Ding.
No ding. Go ahead.
You got women?
Yes.
Stop and frisk policy.
Okay.
And gays.
Really good categories.
So four categories.
Yeah.
Four, and I've got a final Jeopardy if we get there.
Okay. 4 categories, 2 questions each, correct?
Yeah, something like
All
that.
right. All right. I will start, and let's go with gays, please, for 300.
Gays for 300.
Yes. What a terrible host.
Who said it? Bloomberg or Trump? Quote, if your conversion, excuse me, if your conversation during a presidential election is about some guy wearing a dress and whether he, she, or it can go to a locker room with their daughter, it's not a winning formula for most people.
What is Bloomberg?
Correct.
Yes.
Well done, Brian.
Want to know. Yes.
And I like that you said, what is...
Yes.
Who is Bloomberg?
Who is? I'm
but
sorry.
At least you're on the right track. Last time you didn't get it at all.
Okay. So okay. So JD, please pick a category.
Yeah, I'm going to take stop and frisk for 200, please.
Stop and frisk for how much?
200.
200.
For 200, yeah.
Yes.
Stop and frisk for 200. And here is the answer. Indiscriminate stop and frisk works, and it was meant for problems like Chicago.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Who is Donald Trump?
That is correct.
Damn it.
Yes.
All right, Alex, can we please go with race relations for 300, please? Race relations for 300.
Race relations for 300.
Yes, Alex, stop repeating.
And the
please.
answer
Just ask the
is
question.
Haitians. We don't need more Haitians. Why are we having all these people from S-hole countries come over here?
I thought it was S-hole countries.
I said S-hole.
Oh, okay. I thought you said another word. Okay, that's definitely Donald Trump. I know that. Alex, I know that one.
Correct.
Yes.
I was about to steal that one, too.
You were ready.
All right.
Next
Go
category.
Ahead, JD.
I'd like to go gays for 500, please.
Case for 500.
Yes. Gays for 500. Okay. And the answer is the royal family. What a bunch of misfits. A gay, an architect, a horsey-faced lesbian, a kid who gave up Kustark for some fat broad.
Who is Michael Bloomberg?
Correct.
Damn it.
That's a big one. That's 500.
These questions are way too easy, by the way. I'm very disappointed in you.
Well, they're in the news.
Fine, go ahead. Oh, okay. Let's go to...
I was actually studying the last 90 minutes for this.
Let's go to women for 6,900, please.
Women for 6,900. That
Yes.
doesn't exist.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But you wanted to get 69 in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
right?
I
Okay,
did.
yeah.
I did. Yes, go ahead.
All right, women. Let's see. Okay. There was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
And he was speaking in regards to Meghan McCain. I'll even give you who
Meghan
is
Kelly. Meghan Kelly.
who did I say Meghan McCain? I'm sorry, Meghan Kelly. What is Donald Trump?
That is correct. You're right. These questions are too easy. Way too easy.
Make up a hard question for JD
I'm
just so he
trying.
gets it
All right.
wrong.
Stop.
You guys are too good.
Stop and frisk 400.
And the answer is stop and frisk.
Come on, Alex, get with the program.
The way you should get guns out of kids' hands is to throw them up against a wall and frisk them.
Who is Michael Bloomberg?
That is correct.
Jeez.
Just pretend to get one wrong, just so we can hear the other sound effect.
All right, fine. Women, please, for 400.
Women. Whenever my wife catches me eyeing some broad, she's very careful to turn to me and say, quote, "That's the most expensive piece of ass in the world."
Boy, I actually don't know this one. I'm going to guess and say Donald Trump.
That is incorrect. And also,
I really didn't know that one, by the way.
Also, by the way, that is The Price is Right. Not Jeopardy.
This is a hybrid low-budget Jeopardy.
I really didn't know the answer to that, by the way. I wasn't faking that.
It could go either way.
Yeah,
that was a tough one.
Absolutely could.
That was a tough
we
one,
call
yeah.
this show Jeopardy is Right.
By the way, you know who else could go either way? The guy who called in a few callers ago who was thumping the Bible and was anti-gay. I bet you he can go either way,
The
too.
one who talked about buttholes?
Yeah. I bet you he goes either way.
That was an odd thing to bring up.
Yeah, that was very strange. All right, I'm sorry, Alex. This has nothing to do with Jeopardy. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, it's JD's move.
Oh, JD, it's your
Category,
move.
please.
Make your move, please.
Women for 500.
Women. Great. Now I can go after Horseface and her third-rate lawyer in the great state of Texas. She will confirm the letter she signed. She knows nothing about me. A total con.
All day. Who is Donald John Trump?
That is correct.
Who is Michael Avenatti? Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
He must have been talking
What
about
do we have left here? Do we have any gay questions left?
Yeah, we got gay questions.
Do we have gay questions?
Yeah,
okay.
sure. You want gays?
I have a question.
I think there's one category we haven't really touched on.
Alex, are you
Which
gay?
one is
That is my question. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we also still have race relations,
All right,
too.
let's do race relations for 500,
I got
please.
some of
Race
those
relations
left.
for
Okay.
500. Go ahead.
Okay, race relations. We put all these cops in minority neighborhoods. Yes, that's true. Why do we do it? Because that's where all the crime is.
That's got to be Mr. Bloomberg,
Correct.
who had a wonderful debate, by the way, the other night. All right, JD. What do we have left here? Is there anything left?
We still have questions in all categories. Race relations, women, stop and frisk, and gays.
Go ahead.
Stop and frisk for 300, 500, 500? We have 500 left or not?
Sure, why not?
Okay, 500.
And
I don't have a board to
and
look
the
at.
answer is I would do stop and frisk. I think you have to. We did it in New York. It worked incredibly well. You have to be proactive and, really help people sort of change their mind automatically.
Who is Donald Trump?
That is correct.
What am I, 6-0?
He said that he defended the stop and frisk
telling you.
policy of Mike Bloomberg.
I literally
They're on the same page.
I studied this for 90 minutes, the last 90 minutes, and then I studied it last night as well. So I'm prepared.
It shows.
I'm very prepared for this.
You're doing good.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not. By the way, neither is Alex. He's not prepared either. Go ahead. Go ahead, Alex Trebek. Next question.
Shock it, Trebek.
I need a category,
Oh,
fool.
I'm sorry. Let's go to women for 300, please.
Women. All right, this is the last question in the women category. And the answer is, I like theater, dining and chasing women. Let me put it this way. I'm a single straight billionaire in Manhattan. What do you think? It's a wet dream.
That's a tricky question because they're both the same.
Yeah.
But
That's the whole point.
I could be wrong on this. It could be Bloomberg, but I'm going Donald Trump.
No, it's Bloomberg.
It is Bloomberg.
Yep.
Oh, we got it. I got it wrong. Oh,
See, I would say that Bloomberg's actually a little more arrogant than Trump is. He's kind of cocky. I don't really think Trump is cocky, but Bloomberg, I'm a single billionaire in New York.
Alex, are we allowed to brag and gloat if somebody's beating me? Do we need the commentary? You're running the show.
You know what?
I didn't think that was gloating. I think he was wrong. I think
not-
Trump is very arrogant.
I'm not. No,
I think he's being arrogant because he's stop being arrogant.
I
Just
think
because you're winning
Bloomberg
doesn't mean it gives you the right to be arrogant.
is
Knock it
worse
off.
than Trump in that
All right.
regard.
You know, it's just like that kid in Vegas who won the Jeopardy. He was arrogant up there. You're being the same way.
Holzhauer?
Yeah, you're being like Holzhauer. You're being arrogant. You won't. Pretty soon, you won't even be doing interviews.
All I'm
Yeah.
doing is I'm explaining why
All right.
I think that was Bloomberg.
Alex, can you please control the game?
Yeah, we still have race relations. We have stop and frisk
All right.
and gays.
Go.
Still
I'll take race relations 400, please.
Sure, race relations. They're rapists. They are not our friend, believe me. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists, and I assume some are good people.
That sounds like Donald Bloomberg.
I don't.
I think that's wrong.
Oh, is
That's
that-
no,
or is that-
that's,
wait,
that's a wrong.
I'm gonna
No,
get Brian
that's
for
wrong.
the steal here.
Who is Michael Trump?
I'm going to go with Donald Trump on that one,
Of
please.
course,
Yes,
of course.
yes,
That
yes,
was an
yes.
easy one.
That's definitely Donald Trump.
Okay.
That was an easy one. That was an easy one. Thank you.
We still have time. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I believe JD is up by one question, right? He's beating me by one.
Yeah, he's got you.
Okay, I want to defeat him. He beat me last time, I think. Go ahead, JD. Pick a category.
Next category.
I just picked a category, didn't I?
What?
Oh, yeah, he did?
I did, yeah.
Alex, thank you for controlling the game. You're doing such a wonderful
Which
job.
one do you want?
Well, no, it's mine now.
It's Brian's
Oh,
turn.
okay.
Alex,
Yeah.
you're fired.
I forgot. You got the steal.
You're fired. You and your
got the
stupid
steal.
mustache.
I forgot.
All right, so what's next?
I don't know. You tell me.
What's left?
We got gays, stop and frisk,
Gays,
and
gays.
race.
I love gays, so let's go with the gays, please.
Good choice, Brian.
Thank you to the LGBT community. I will fight for you while Hillary brings in more people that will threaten your freedoms and beliefs.
If he's talking about Hillary, it has to be Donald Trump.
It is.
Yes,
and
thank
he
you.
actually, I have to say, I scoured the internet looking for things that Trump has said about gays that might be considered derogatory, and it was really hard to do.
He doesn't say many.
No, he
doesn't do that.
I found a picture of. I should post this on our social media. There's a picture of him online with a rainbow flag. He's holding up a rainbow flag on his. I wonder how many of his supporters would enjoy that.
Well, I mean, I think his vice president is probably gay, so that might be a good reason for that. Anyway, next question,
Trump
please. Go ahead.
he's been very, very tolerant for that for a long time.
What do we have left?
Race relations, stop and frisk, and gays.
Stop and frisk, 1,000.
You like the stop and frisk,
Absolutely.
95% of your murderers and murder victims, they fit an MO. You can just take the description, Xerox it, pass it on to all the cops. They are male, minorities, 16 to 25. That's true in New York and virtually everywhere.
Who is Michael Bloomberg?
Yep. All right. We got gays.
Let's go to gays, please, for 400.
Last question in gays, or last answer, I should say. I think so. I think there would be some of that. I wouldn't be among that group, to be honest with you. I would vote for a gay.
Donald Trump.
Yep. Said that with Geraldo just last week.
Yes, he did.
He said he would vote for a gay
So we only got about 4 minutes here left to
person,
go.
a gay person.
What do we have left here?
Man, let's see.
Alex Trebek is very unorganized, I've noticed.
I have to assume that Double Jeopardy is coming up, right?
Final Jeopardy.
Final Jeopardy.
Final. This is the
Final
last
Jeopardy.
question in regular Jeopardy, and it is under the race relations category.
All right, go ahead.
And who's
JD.
JD. Okay, here we go. I think disproportionately, we stop whites too much and minorities too little. It's exactly the reverse of what they say.
Who is... I need a second for this. This is tough. This is really hard.
He only has 20 seconds, and then we're going to hear a buzzer.
Okay, who is Michael Bloomberg?
That is correct.
All right.
Now it's time for...
Now it's time for Final
Let's get that music.
Jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. Final Jeopardy has arrived.
Cue the music. There we go. So what? You're up by one, right? No, JD's up by one.
I wonder if Alex Trebek has ever asked that in the middle of a Jeopardy.
doesn't.
So
Alex
what do you
Trebek-
guys have for scores?
Trebek is the talent.
Let's just say we're
He doesn't need to keep track of these things. And by the way, in the real show, the numbers, the dollar amounts are right there on the screen in front of him, in front of the podiums. So you can just look and see. Again, you want me to come up with the questions, ask the questions, and keep track of who's winning?
Yeah, I don't think that's asking too much.
It is asking
You
too
produced
much.
the segment, but go ahead.
Actually, I would like a podium and a buzzer.
All right.
If we could make that happen.
Ask the question.
I
Next
want an
Jeopardy.
intern. Remember, I've been
Ask the
asking you
question.
for an intern?
Fair.
Ask
Reasonable.
the question, Alex.
Perfect opportunity to learn about radio by keeping track of this ridiculous game.
All right, Alex, ask the question.
And the final Jeopardy answer or question or whatever is, I should say the category is Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
All right? Who said this? Quote, I don't particularly like him. He's a nasty guy. Brian?
Do you want me to write it down?
Oh, yeah, write it down. You were supposed to be writing the whole time.
He's supposed to be writing it down too.
Whatever.
All I have is an empty cup.
Well, let him.
It's radio. Pretend you're writing.
All right. And for the price, I'm going to do okay. For
$120,000?
I'm going to do a hush money payment. Hush money payment.
Reasonable.
But here's the problem with this. If you read my answer, don't read it out loud. Just say if I got it right or not, because I don't want JD to get it right.
Okay, that is correct.
Don't look. He's looking at my paper. I got it right. Okay.
JD, your answer?
Well, I need a piece of paper.
Just pretend like you have a piece of
Pretend.
paper.
Just tell me what here.
We can't afford
Okay,
it.
well,
We're running out of time here.
it's definitely Donald Trump.
It is Trump, and Brian had Trump too.
right.
So, but in the end, JD, you win.
Good.
That's not right.
I
That's not
needed
fair.
that victory.
That's not fair.
It
That's
felt
not
good.
right. All
Feels
All right,
very,
let's get
very-
that's it.
very good.
Congratulations, JD, and thank you all for listening to this horribly produced, low production value of Jeopardy. We have no budget and no staff, so this is the best we can give you in terms of bits. Can we get the music?
Yeah, we want the music. There you go. Thank you. Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to do Jeopardy for us. You did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
You were incredible. There were no mistakes. The production value was fantastic.
Yes, and to the Jeopardy lawyers, please don't sue us.
No, please don't. Because this certainly doesn't represent what Jeopardy is.
No, and
Shock it,
not at all.
Trebek.
All right, well, JD beats me again. What can I do? You know, it's amazing how Bloomberg and Trump are more alike than we thought they were. They both have made very similar comments in the past. Some of those questions are actually difficult to answer. It could go either way, literally.
Well, I think the one where he's talking about being a single guy in Manhattan and chasing women around and all that gets really difficult to discern, doesn't it?
There's no question it does. Well, coming up next, we're going to have a lot of fun because he is known as Mr. X, the Hollywood conservative. He is a Donald Trump supporter and a longtime producer in Hollywood. It's why we can't say his real name because he's afraid of backlash for that. We got a lot to get to with him, including an update on the Harvey Weinstein trial. We'll talk about that. Steven Spielberg's daughter doing an interview talking about her life in the porn industry. We'll talk about that and much, much more with Mr. X, the Hollywood conservative. That and much, much more coming up next. So stay tuned. On the other side of the break, Mr. X, you're listening to The Vegas Take on 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.